We now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the next session of the day, and the stage is going to be set up for the same. And while the stage has been set up, let me give you a quick brief on what is the next session which is coming up. For the next 35-40 minutes or so, we will have the panel session, our panel number 2, on cloud and infrastructure security, risks, threats and challenges, where the esteemed panel members are going to discuss about the main highlights of how, the modern technology are solving these issues, how they are taking care of the cloud and the infrastructure security, how they are mitigating the challenges, and of course bringing in the new technology on the table to avoid future challenges and threats as well. We have a very esteemed panel who is going to talk about this particular session for the next 35-40 minutes. So request all of you, do not leave anywhere. Please stay tuned and enjoy this panel session. And of course, after the session, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. We will take the questions from the open audience as well. So now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the panel. And it's my pleasure to introduce the honorable panel members. Please help me welcome them on stage with a big round of applause. Joining us first, Mr. Rahul Suri, Head of IT Infrastructure and Security, Cosmo First. A big round of applause to Rahul ji. Welcome to the stage, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, we have Mr. Paromesh Kumar Chatterjee, CIO Capri Global Capital. A big round of applause to Paromesh ji. Welcome to the stage, sir. Please have your seat. Joining next, we have Mr. Saravanakumar Krishnamurthy, CISO from Vivriti Capital. A big round of applause to Mr. Krishnamurthy. Can we have Mr. Krishnamurthy on stage? Please, sir. Please have your seat. And would also like to call the honorable moderator for this panel session, Mr. Shashank Jain, President and CISO from Shree Finance. A big round of applause to Mr. Shashank Jain, honorable moderator for this panel. Shashank ji, welcome to the stage. Please have your seat, sir. So esteemed panel members, I am expecting a fantastic session from all of you. And Shashank ji, all over to you, captain of the ship. Looking forward to a great session.
So, good afternoon. My name is Shashank, and I am the CISO and President from Shree Finance. So, thank you for joining this wonderful event. And let me ask the first introduction to my panelists. So, one by one, we can introduce.
So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Saravanakumar Krishnamurthy. I am the CISO of Vivriti Capital and Vivriti Asset Management. So, I have around 21 years of experience and almost 15 years in the BFSI segment. So, looking forward to the panel discussions and expecting more interactive discussions with you all.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paromesh Chatterjee. I am the CIO for Capri Global. I have around 22 years of experience overall, with around 14-15 years into Indian banking, and also have worked with foreign banks and some product companies like Microsoft, HP and IBM. Thank you so much. We are looking forward for a nice session here.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It's Rahul Suri. I'm CISO for Cosmo First, a manufacturing company. I have overall 17 years of experience completely into manufacturing, work for OEMs like Honda, Winpharma, Renvaxi. Thank you.
So, thank you, panelists, for the wonderful introduction. So, now I start with the questions because time is limited. So, Mr. Paromesh, you come from the BFSI domain. So, what is the importance of governance in BFSI sector? How you are handling the governance? Because a lot of RBI rules, regulation, compliances are there, and I think financial sector, banking sector is the most vulnerable sector. So, how you are handling governance in your sector?
Sir, I would like to start the answer of this question with economics. Very unusual, right? What is our vision of 2047? Can anyone tell here? 2047 vision of Prime Minister. What is it? Anyone? Vikasit Bharat, right? Vikasit Bharat, very good. What is that Vikasit Bharat? Developed India, right? Developed economy. So whosoever has studied economics, there are three, like developing economy, developed economy, right? So we are at a stage of developing economy, and we want to aspire to become a developed economy. How we will become that? With black money or with white money? Can anyone tell? White money, right? as we become a developed economy, the complete developed economy is pumped with white money. It has to be pumped with white money. Take any developed economy in the world as an example. Switzerland, one of the highest digital transactions. White developed economy. US. So all the developed economies have done or gone to that stage with the backing of robust controls, robust mechanisms to tackle risk. Am I right or wrong? Anybody disagrees? Can you become a developed economy with black money? I will give another example. Okay, I'm just keeping it more interactive here. So, our neighboring country, I don't want to take the name, everyone knows. Economically, they are down. But individually, you will find very rich people settled in London, US, Australia. Why? Country is poor. People are rich. Black money backed economy. They don't aspire to be a developed economy also, unfortunately. But we want to aspire. Our leader has given a call that by 2047 we should be there as a developed economy. That will happen, my dear, with the help of governance. Because if governance is not present, can you tell me what will happen in the road if you don't follow traffic rules? Policemen are not there on the road. Chaos, traffic jam, right? Governance is required. Similarly, in any organization, and mostly in BFSI, sir, that is why more and more governance is required. Because BFSI is driving the transition from developing economy to developed economy. Be it a public sector bank, be it a private sector bank. In another aspect here, again, analysis for you people to analyze. In any developed economy, when it becomes a developed economy, be it China, be it US, public sector banks are less. Why? Private are more. Why? Because governance control is more. When the country is in a developing stage, public banks are more because public banks will show the path to the private banks. Once the country becomes developed economy, public sector banks will merge. Eventually, we have already started merging of banks, as you must be aware. Allahabad Bank, UCO Bank, so many banks have eventually merged in the few years, in the past few years. We will see more of this mergers. Don't mistake that, Indian economy is going down by this mechanism. It's becoming more robust. So some people question, कि यार बैंक merge हो रहा है, public sector bank merge हो जा रहा है, हमारा पैसा कहाँ जाएगा? They are worried. Those people don't know how RBI is regulating the banks with RBI C-site audits. How many of you have heard about C-site audit? Cyber Security and Information Technology Examination. That is governed by RBI. Very robust audit. Let me tell you, I have faced around 6 to 7 C-site audits in my career till now. रुला देते हैं, literally. So my answer to your question, sorry I have taken a lot of time, but I wanted to make this audience understand that without the role of governance, we cannot prosper from a developing economy to a developed economy. And I think I have made my point clear. Thank you so much.
Very, very valid point, Mr. Paromesh. So now I comes to Rahul. Rahul, you are coming from the manufacturing background. So like manufacturing is the growth engine for Atmanirbhar Bharat or Make in India Bharat. You are the backbone for any manufacturing or any export related things to the entire world. So like data security is the paramount, whether it is any domain. So how you are handling the data security in terms of DPDP Act in your industry?
Thank you. Very valid question. prior to this DPDP Act specific to manufacturing sector, there were no any separate compliances per se, barring the IT Act, or since we are listed company, whatever from the SEBI, the bare minimum regulations we need to follow were there. But since DPDP Act has a very wide coverage, and each and every organization is, I would say, in a positive way, is going to impact through this from the cyber security or the data security perspective. So, I mean, we have been hearing like in past 1.5 years about this DPDP, and board is still yet to form. But still, within the organization and from board also, we are getting very strict guidelines that, we should start our readiness journey. And once the board is formed, ideally we should also be ready. So, I mean, we are still in the journey, I would say. And our starting point is first, it's a 40-year-old organization, and a lot of data is there. So first to, connect all the dots from where the data is being generating, who is the owner, what kind of data is there. So basically generation to classification of data, so that is our starting point, and we are there. Second important aspect which is going to be covered under DPDP, and since we have multiple businesses also, mostly it's B2B, but we have one B2C business also. So consent becomes very important. For B2B also, so we are working on, the consent piece, how the consent we are going to take, and we are making whosoever is the visitor of the website or for B2C also aware what are his rights also. And at any time, they can register and revoke. So all that, consent management framework is under process. Third is, and which is very important for any organization, so we are working on data minimization also. Because whatever data you are collecting, it is not the collection effort or the cost, the system, but now a security cost is also getting added to it. In terms of maintaining its data security, the concept. So we are working towards the data minimization also. So, next is obviously tightening the controls around the security, so that we are safeguarded. We are working towards the training and awareness. I mean, I myself are conducting multiple sessions within the organization, so that all end users are aware, what this act about and what is each and everyone's responsibility is. And last is we are working on the incident response and handling also. So in case there is some breach, or we are going to handle it. So this is the journey on which we are working for this DPDP compliance.
So, very well put, Mr. Rahul. Like data security is not only the IT responsibility, it's a shared responsibility. Each and everyone should understand the security of data, because data is the new oil. Everyone knows this thing. So everyone is involved into training, classification, understanding the importance of data, plus the other things. You have very well put, and thank you very much. Now I come to Mr. Savarna. Savarna, you are from the fintech, like fintech is again the backbone of industry. So how the regulatory are playing the crucial role in the fintech industry?
So once again, good afternoon, everyone. My fellow colleague already talked about the governance part. So let me touch on some compliance part in that. So as we say that the question talk about the regulatory. So I like to reinitiate the word, just regulatories are our Bibles. So blankly believe them, so that what are all the controls or what are all the things they are coming up, especially at the RBI level or a SEBI, and recently certain has also come up with the cyber security controls and frameworks. So this what happens in the morning session, there is a discussion happened, how boardroom, board level discussions, how security kind of a budget can be get approved, where we will front end the regulatory requirement as the upfront things. So we can achieve the 3 C's. One is where we can consolidate all our business control into the one. And the second thing is we can bring the compliance over into that measurely. And the last one is we can restrict the cyber crimes, and the cyber restrictions will happen. So this way where the regulatory play a very major role. And taking that standpoint that last couple of years you see RBI or a SEBI, where my business model is applicable for both the regulatories. So they come up with very stringent controls where it can be measured at the metrics level. So the metrics where they come up with, where you have to carry out a VAPT kind of a, exercise throughout the year, and you have to carry out a third-party risk assessment for all your partners and cloud providers throughout the year, and you have to execute a red team kind of an exercise in a calendar of twice a financial year. So this kind of a thing where it's in a right track where we can easily build a secure environment. It's not applicable only for the BFSI sector, because this is directly fall under to the BFSI, where what are the regulatory requirements come under. But my other colleague is there from the manufacturing and even from the IT service industries. So they have started adapting that one. So this way where our governance model is keep increasing, but at the main time where the compliance is overall consolidating it. So the compliance play a very major role when we have the more mature level of an organization, where that's what we say as a target operating model. So every organization should have a target operating model. But take a reference of just a guidelines, as I told, it's a Bible is our regulatory things. Blankly go and deploy the things, satisfy the regulatory, satisfy your business owners, and satisfy your entire organization. So building a strong control will not happen on a day one. So even the regulatories, the audits where the stringent audits are coming from the RBI every 2 years once they do the audit, mostly in the financial sectors. So it makes ourselves more on an ARP kind of a thing, audit readiness program, so which we conduct in our organization. It's not that whenever an ISO certification needs to be done, or whenever any audit is going to be there, where we need to be prepare ourselves and ready ourselves, where an ARP kind of audit readiness program throughout the year an organization is doing it, where they will able to identify all the blind spots and what are all the way they have to improve the compliance posture. What is the day one and what is the exact way where they have to reach the compliance posture. So this and all can be easily achieved with the reference of the regulatory. So the regulatory, as they are coming up with many updated controls, and they are part of the IOCs, they are part of the IOA, they are part of the IOM, which is able to easily adapt ourselves for us. So many of the vendors and OEMs are directly they have started integrating those controls into that. So that's the way we talk about more on the cloud also. So more of the cloud posture managements or a cloud compliance, where already the standards of the regulators are inbuilt into that. So we can easily verify what is the current posture of our compliance. So that's the way the regulatory is going to play a major role into this one, and it's going to help our overall our country to be built in the more economically, and as he stated the point, the economic way where we are going to achieve, where regulatory play a very crucial role in this.
Rightly said, Mr. Paramesh. So regulatory and governance is the key factor for any success for any industry. And you rightly said about the RBI is actually changing the rules very frequently. Every quarter, the new rules, whether it is KYC compliance or Aadhaar authentication or any other things, every time they are changing very rapidly. So it is continuous changing and development is required in the system to run the business seamlessly. So now it's time for other things. Rahul, so I come to Rahul now. It is related to your cloud journey. Like many manufacturing companies are already on cloud. Something they have already on-prem as well as on cloud, because you have to keep the data at least 6-7 years for the compliance and regulatory purpose also. So how do you handle the adoption of cloud computing, transfer your business operations, and what are the new security consideration has emerged as a result, key factor things?
So I would say, cloud has become now the de facto for whenever you relate with the words of availability and agility and time to market. So yes, definitely the focus is shifting from the traditional on-premise DC to cloud. I mean, coming from the manufacturing background, we used to have, big, huge in-house data centers that we were managing. But obviously, there is a time and cost and, a lot of effort used to be there. Although certain aspects have shifted in cloud, and it has come with own sets of new risks. But from the business perspective, it's kind of an provides a very good agility for them and towards their digitization journey. Now they are using more of an data for their decision making, rather than just having their own brainstorming, right? Apart from that, and especially like we said, we have entered into B2C segment. So for that, it's just a 2-year-old business, and it is completely on cloud. From the other B2B, segments which are core of manufacturing, there still we have the on-premise. But for this, it's like completely 100% on cloud. But obviously, I mean, it has come with own sets of challenges. Here, it's not like, the traditional reactive perimeter security. It has to be very, proactive, agile kind of and security efforts are required. And you need to be aware that in case of any misconfiguration also, your entire data can be exposed. And so those kinds of new risks are there, which are coming. But from the management perspective, we are much more aligned towards the business in terms. We have shifted more from capex to an opex model. So we are very much aligned with the business cash flow. Based on the situation, you can invest or you can restrict. So those kind of flexibility has also come up. So that's where, the cloud journey has been helpful. But obviously it has come with its own sets of risk also, especially with SaaS, where there is a lot of third-party risk, and you have to manage that, and the APIs also. So those are the things.
So it is, you are using the mix of private cloud as well as the public cloud, or
Yes.
it's a hybrid
Yes,
model?
it's in hybrid.
Hybrid model.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Savarna, how do you handle the cloud services in recently years? Because cloud has changed from since inceptions from last 10 years, especially regarding the trust, security, risk management, and other related thing to the cloud. Because cloud is everyone understands the cloud. Okay. So in your industry, how do you handle the most crucial part, which is security, risk management, and trust, to use the data and analyze those things?
So, as you said, that the cloud transformation happened in the last 1 decade, and we have seen it more on data, keeping it more in the private, within our data center, where the most of the capex has been involved into this one. When we migrate completely into a cloud service providers, the journey starts with more on how we are going to handle the data and where we are going to store the data. So the data storing part, where we are not have a very clarification got in the initial stage, because the cloud service provider just coming up and they started initiating the services with a more on a dynamic way. So we started adapting them mostly with the public cloud approach model, with the help of again the regulatory things, where the data localization part comes into the picture. So where we are operating, where the entire data is getting access, the data localization part, the RBI restricted. So the data should not be stored beyond the country. So that kind of a risk, where we are able to sense it more after we have deployed the cloud service journey. So one of the main aspects why the data localization is there, now the DPDP is going to come, the data minimization part will be there, and how we are going to the data recovery part also come into the place. So the overall the cloud service providers, where they spread across the pods, they say. So they have the many pods in the country, they will be having the primary and secondary. But when we talk about where our data resides and how the crucial of the data transactions happen, especially at the fintech level, we need to know exactly so what kind of a data we are storing on which cloud and how it is. Still, there are the core banking services are running in many banks in on-prem only. They are still afraid to migrate those data to the clouds. So we have to be very specific on what kind of a data need to be stored on what cloud it is. So right now we have the flexible. Right now we have a alacrity model of a clouds. So what kind of we have many competitors are there in the industries. So rightly we can use those and what kind of a data we can store so that the risk level we will be maintaining into that one rather than exposing the data everything to them.
Thank you. So Parmesh, like in BFSI sector, what are the main trends, top trends coming in the cloud security? For example, in 2025, like AI is coming, like anything. AI-driven threat analysis and detection, zero trust models, and those models can enhance the cloud security. How you are handling in your industry using AI in terms of cloud defense, zero trust, and AI-driven detection, protection, and analysis of those data sets? Sorry. Should I repeat the questions? In cloud security, what are the main significant trends are coming in 2025, and how the technologies like AI-related threat detections and zero trust models shaping the industry and handling the cloud defenses in your BFSI sector?
So I would again start my answer with a very interesting anecdote. I like to be interactive and I told you. So have anyone applied for credit card of late recently? Anyone? What happens is when you apply for a credit card nowadays, there is no physical person who comes to your home to check your address and call you on your phone. पहले ज़माने में होता था सर आपका लैंडलाइन नंबर दीजिए, सर आपका ऑफिस का नंबर दीजिए, बोर्ड नंबर दीजिए. देन बोर्ड नंबर में अगर वो रिसेप्शनिस्ट उठाती थी and if she doesn't know you and if she says no he doesn't work here, your card is not there. Now through API banking, thanks to API banking, how your KYC is done, it's done digitally, right? Video KYC, right? So if you are applying for a credit card, then you will receive a link to get your video KYC done, right? चलो यहाँ तक तो ठीक है, video KYC हो गया. Now with the advent of as our Shashank sir said, that in 2025 how AI is shaping, है ना? AI is actually shaping and misshaping. अभी क्या होता है ना? If somebody has applied for a credit card, there is a deep fake who will generate a look-alike of you for your KYC. How to cut this? Through AI. Deepfake से आपका image तो बना लिया, right? Now that image can be a bot who will give an answer that yes, my name is Manoj Kumar. Because the other person from that side in the bank who is doing the video KYC, he or she will ask your name first. The AI bot that has been designed will be smart enough to tell, yes, I'm Manoj Kumar. Yes, my date of birth is so-and-so. Because that is all through LLM models, it has been fed to the AI bot. How to tackle this? Again through AI. Skin tone change हो रहा है कि नहीं? Is there any kind of, movement of your eyebrows, facial muscle movement? These kind of models are there to track. So, by this example, I explained to you how AI is shaping and misshaping and shaping. So, using this one example of, and let me tell you, there are a lot of frauds which has come to light through video KYC, where AI bot has given the KYC for this customer, and institution has been charged by RBI for non-compliance towards KYC. So I think with this example, I have made myself very clear that with AI, you can obviously automate things, but with AI, you can also have associated risks for which you should be ready. Now, something little more on this. How, AI threats can be countered. So adversarial AI, people might have heard about it. Encryption, very important. Masking of data. These are some of the methods to keep your data at rest, data in motion, and data in transit protected. Data at rest. How do you protect your data at rest? Using HSM, KMS. Thales is one of the vendors for HSM modules, and there are so many other vendors. This was for data at rest. Data in motion, TLS 1.2, 1.3, जो पहले SSL हुआ करता था. Data in transit, I have already told you. I think how do you protect your data in motion? You have to do encryption, various algorithms, elephant algorithm, AES 256. Various algorithms are there for encrypting your data in motion. So I think these are some of the ways by which you can protect your data at rest, motion, and in transit, and also fight any kind of AI misadventure.
Very thoughtful, Mr. Paramesh. So now I comes to the final round, which is the rapid fire. So I can start with Rahul. Rahul, what is the biggest cloud risk in 2025? One word answer.
I would say data sovereignty.
Okay. Paramesh?
Cloud risk.
Cloud risk in 2025. Biggest cloud risk.
Data localization.
Data localization. Okay, all right.
Not having data localization.
Not having
No.
sovereignty. Because now I think government of India has also mandated to keep the data within the boundary
Within
of
the
India.
geographical this thing.
Correct.
And also just to add to you, means I know this is a rapid fire, but there is something called GCC cloud.
Yes.
Government community cloud, which government of India has launched. They have given a set of data centers where you can host your data. And let me tell you, a lot of people may not be aware, AWS and Azure is not there in the list. Because AWS and Azure anyways are headquartered in US, and there is a federal law in US, but I'm just giving a knowledge for the people, that if US government wants, they can get the data from AWS and Azure, although they have a contract with you in your region, in your country. But US federal laws override. That is why, think about it. There are a lot of Indian data centers, Control layers, IOTA, etc., etc. I am not here to advertise any vendor. But go and check the GCC cloud page once before you finalize with any cloud vendor. Government community cloud, I again repeat.
Okay. Savanna?
Vulnerability patching, because we focus more in on-prem how to secure all the servers with the latest vulnerabilities and endpoints, but we miss the big bus of the cloud where we run the workloads every day with the EKS and the containers run for a very short span of time. What is the vulnerability is going to be handled and it is coming inside, we have a very less visibility. So that is one of the key aspects where the intruders are coming and getting the things get compromised at the cloud level.
All right. So Rahul, public, private or hybrid, which is the hardest to secure the data?
I would say public.
Public cloud?
I would say hybrid.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because architecture will be different in a hybrid model. The data that you are putting to the cloud in a hybrid is a mix of data, right?
Correct.
So that's why the treatment has to be according to the...
Very right.
So that's why it's more complex.
More complex.
Because you might have to involve... एक treatment से नहीं होगा, 3-4 तरह के treatment करने पड़ेंगे because the data itself structure is different.
Correct. Correct.
Somebody might have a flat data.
Okay,
Somebody might have unstructured data.
Right.
Somebody may have structured data.
very true.
That's why.
Savarna?
So I have a slightly different point of view on my colleague. Standardization is a very much important security perspective, irrespective of you're there in a private cloud or public cloud or in hybrid. So build a standardized security model and make more stringent into the where the data is most exposed. The data can be exposed at the public cloud, data can be exposed at the private cloud and hybrid also.
Okay, okay. So, Rahul, like which is the most bigger danger? It's insider threat or external threat?
I would say insider threat.
Insider. How do you say insider threat?
See, they have the complete history. They, if it is with some of the key people, they know what your IPs are.
Okay.
So that is the biggest threat. And the biggest threat is to detect and curtail them. You need a lot of different strategies to caught an insider threat. And the kind of an impact they can make to the organization is much bigger compared to an external.
So, known enemy.
I would say insider threat again, but I have a different opinion or a different example. Simple thing. I ask somebody to open a firewall or a port for something. And that port, after the change management request, after the change request, that port is left open. Simple thing. Penetration will happen through that. Malicious attack will happen through that. So, insider threat, you have to have controls. You have to make the people aware that, boss, although you are doing something, after this, please ensure that the checklist is followed.
Right.
The playbook is followed.
Okay.
So I like to give a different view again. For insider threat, at least we can bring a surveillance, we can keep awareness program to make them aware, and we can bring them into the what kind of data is getting accessed and what kind of role-based things restricted. But still the gray areas is the external threat where still I can create my boundary list of everything is today is a zero trust.
Okay.
But still I don't know what is my boundary today. So my threat level is also maybe the next corner itself. So still I feel the impact is more happen in the external threat, but at the same time I can restrict the internal threat with my controls.
All right. Okay. So, Rahul, AI again, opportunity or threat?
So it is an opportunity, but it comes with its own set of caution. So it is a big opportunity, definitely. But yes, you have to use your own due diligence, common sense. You need to test the waters and then carefully implement.
You are talking about the responsible AI.
It has to be responsible, but yes, there has to be, thought through security and governance layer for AI.
All right. Your views?
I would say opportunity,
Okay.
but again, with the caveat that this is definitely an opportunity, but there is a challenge, right? You have to ensure the correct guardrails. You have to ensure that the AI that you are implementing, it is governed. And AI cannot be the last word, let me tell you. AI is not replacing human beings. You should have human beings to ascertain, validate what AI is suggesting to you. So that guardrail has to be there.
Certainly it's an opportunity, but we need to have a proper test and trial need to be carried out, and we might miss a lot of use cases which is not very much mature on as on date today. So we have to build those things and make the things more perfection, bring into that, then put it into a production environment rather than just keep it as more in a R&D level as on today.
All right. So last question is what are the future you can see for AI? Will it replace humans in different industry vertical, or it will eliminate what?
I would rather say it won't replace. I mean, we will need people who know AI. So it's not going to replace, but obviously whatever the mundane jobs are, I mean, that definitely AI will take over, but you still need humans for that cognitive analysis.
I would say it will aid humans. AI will not replace, it will aid humans. So the humans have to learn the AI. They also have to know the challenges. And they also have to know the risks of using the AI. one of the important aspects that I would like to again bring to the table is AI is very good. No this thing to AI. But any adoption of any technology takes time. Blockchain आया था कुछ दिन पहले. Lot of such technologies came and gone. So we have to wait and watch. I would not suggest anyone jumping into the bandwagon. मुझे करना है. Let me be the first to implement. Look at it and then adopt.
For me, is human-built artificial intelligence. Like, as I also agree that the adoption is more important rather than exploring. So everything should be in the hands of the human, how we are going to explore that part, and then how we are going to adapt that part.
Okay. So thank you, panelists. Now I can open the floor for the audience. They can ask any one or two questions. Anyone can raise the
Panel
hand.
members, and can we have, first of all, a big round of applause for this wonderful panel. A big thank you to all the panel members and especially to Shashank ji for wonderfully moderating the session as well. Now, in the interest of the time, we can take very quick questions from the floor. So please, if you have a question, I request you to raise your hand. We'll pass on the mic, sir. If you can keep the hand raised so that the mic can be given to you. Kindly do introduce yourself and your organization. And you can be a little specific which panel member you want the question answered.
So, thank you so much. Thank you so much. My name is Mahipal Waldia. So I'm working with Japaigo. So it's a healthcare organization. So my question is, because somebody said that it's an insider threat and somebody said it's an outsider threat. But looking at the deepfake, now the outsider threat can become the insider threat. If I give the example, because last time the Siddhartha has given the very good example of the mythology. So if I take the mythology example, then Ravana took the, I would say he comes in the form of the sadhu, and then sadhu just trick the Sita Mata and he steal the whole thing. So here, now how do you understand that this is the insider threat or the outsider threat? And this is not only the one thing, the AI part, you said the AI can take the human things or not, human job or not. Because what I understood from the same question is from the Dr. Susil also, that what is AI, because and how it make different from the human intelligence. So human intelligence, basically, I do understand the power of imagination. If we remove the power of imagination, then the human intelligence is equivalent to the AI. So my question is the same, then how do you differentiate the insider threat from the outsider, especially on the deepfake era?
Which panel member you want the question for?
So anyone can.
The first question I'll take, but the insider threat, even the insider threat will learn from the external things only. So because today is everything they are trying to explore, experimenting. So they want to do the experimenting way, they're trying to do more new things into the one, and ending up with that the data is getting compromised. So they're learning from the external threats world, and they're trying to replicate that one into their own network without an awareness on the knowledge of the data, what they are accessing it. From there, it's able to get their, they have to get the wow moment, but it is ending up, organization reputation is going to get damaged. Many of the insider threats are the 50% or 60%, they doesn't know they are sharing their, exposing the data. If you see the dark web, where we can able to see our, many of the OEMs are having the very wonderful tool of an external attack surface management, where we can able to see every organization, every one of you are sitting here, your data is somehow is get compromised. Or you say you are all are internet threats? No, some way or other, your data are exposed. So we need to identify those areas and bring the visibility factor and the awareness factor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to?
Yeah, just one more thing. Since you gave the example of sadhu, somebody posing as sadhu and coming to you, what is that actually in cyber world? Impersonification, right? Impersonification. So you are somebody else, but you are coming as somebody else, right? How to fight that? Zero trust. Least privilege. Bind policies to the data. Previously, the policies were at the data center. Data center में policies बना के हम लोग रखते थे. Now it's data is everywhere, it's flowing. So you cannot have policies only restricted to the data center or to the endpoint. Endpoint को manage करने की. Now policy has to be everywhere. It has to be dynamic. XDR. Right? You agree? Policy has to be dynamic with the data. Bind the policies to the data, not to the endpoint. Few examples I gave.
Thank you so much, panel members, for that wonderful, thoughts on this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would request the panel members to kindly be on stage. Would like to call on stage Mr. Sudhir Kanumalli, Chief Technology Officer from Cyber Minder. Sudhir, if you could kindly do the honors of felicitating this wonderful panel of experts here. Thank you, Sudhir. Please come on stage. We'll start, ladies and gentlemen, first with Mr. Rahul Suri from Cosmo first. A big round of applause to Rahul ji for his wonderful contribution in the panel session. Moving next to Mr. Paromesh Kumar Chatterjee from Capri Global Capital. A big round of applause to Paromesh ji for his wonderful thoughts on the panel session. Moving next to Mr. Krishnamurthy from Vivriti Capital. A big round of applause to Mr. Krishnamurthy for his wonderful thoughts on the panel. And our honorable panel moderator, Mr. Shashank Jain from Shree Finance. A big round of applause to Shashank ji for not just sharing his thoughts, but also wonderfully moderating this panel session. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Would request you to kindly step forward for a group photo. And Sudhir, if you could also join them. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our panel session on cloud and infrastructure security, risks, threats, and challenges, and how to mitigate and manage the same. A big congratulations for a successful panel, and a big thank you to this esteemed panel members for sharing their knowledge, their thoughts, and thank you so much to the panel members, to the honorable moderator, and thank you so much to Sudhir for doing the honors as well. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we now break the floor again for a quick networking break and lunch. So we will resume sharp at 2:20 p.m. for the next session, which is panel number 3, data protection and data privacy. So please enjoy your networking lunch, and as requested, do take out some time to visit the exhibit booths of our partners and sponsors. Many of them have wonderful goodies for you. Do engage and network with them, learn more about their products and services, and please be present inside the hall sharp at 2:20 p.m. for the next session and the next panel. Thank you.